So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Raider Critique for your post-game review. Week 5 against, the Cheeseheads. And, what did you think about this game, Ern? Hey, I want to thank everybody for jumping into the chat, man. And, yeah, we're all here. We've got that Raider Fan 32, Robert Pena, Art White, Gordon, J-Dub, man, all Raider Joe.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? So what's up? What's going on, Critique? How you doing today, sir?
Not bad, man. I'm actually a little bit under the weather. That's why I didn't really do this yesterday. And my throat was all sore and shit. As a matter of fact, I was probably going to have you do pretty much the whole damn show, but then, I started feeling better today. So at least I'll be able to participate a little bit.
For sure. Alpha Kazi in here. What's going on? J-Dub. The Raider Fan 32.
So how are you feeling, Ern?
So what I saw is basically, I would say it was kind of expected. I'm not trying to poo-poo on a victory is a victory. Salute to the guys for making that happen. But I kind of expected that. You know what I mean? I kind of expected a victory. I kind of expected it was going to be a close game like that. So it's kind of like we got what we was expecting. I was pleasantly surprised that we actually pulled it out. Because usually in those close games, they don't look good for us. But for us to pull that out, Meek Robertson came in clutch, bro. For everybody that's been shitting on the Meek, bro, y'all can hold his jock strap this week. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that motherfucker clean when you give it back on Saturday night too.
Man, I was one of those guys who was shitting on a Meek, dude. Because a Meek to me just really wasn't cutting it at one point, but he sure did come through in the clutch.
Right.
Defense looked fucking great, man. And if we go over here and look at the stats, dude, got the stats right up here in front, man. Jimmy Garoppolo went 22 at 31 for 208 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. Josh Jacobs did get the full load pretty much with 20 carries at 69 yards, averaging a 3.45 yard average. And then, of course, Trey Tucker 1 for 16.
We're seeing an incline in Josh Jacobs, his carries and his yards per carry are inclining as he gets back acclimated into the system. But with the Jimmy G numbers, that's exactly what kind of Jimmy G numbers. That's the kind of numbers Jimmy G has always had. Right. 22 of 31. You know what I'm saying? Which is about 70% or so. And 200 yards for the game. That's Jimmy G. He's not really a dynamic quarterback, but he's also generally not a guy that'll lose a game for you. Although he's done that a couple times this year, but generally, like his history, his track record, he's not going to lose the game for you. I think just a lot of our struggles come from our head coach.
Yeah, I mean, if you look over here at the drive progressions, Green Bay had 11 plays they had to punt. Our first possession, we punted after 7 plays. I mean, we punted 2 times before we ever put up any points, which was really the drive where we actually put together a 16-play drive. It was 57 yards. We totaled up 8 minutes. You know what I mean? And we started at our own 38. Now you look at receiving over here. Receiving wasn't all that great, but it was actually nice to see that there wasn't very many drops. Devontae Adams was targeted 4 times. I expected him to be targeted a lot more than that, but he caught all 4. Jacoby Myers was pretty much the main guy, and we actually saw Michael Mayer make an appearance with 2 receptions on 3 targets for 39 yards. And then Josh Jacobs, man, I think Josh Jacobs is pretty much making a statement by saying about how a lot of us were ragging on him about how he doesn't go out in the backfield and catch any balls. Well, he had 5 of those, and he was targeted 5 times for 20 yards this game as well. Just, last game he had horrendous, outrageous numbers too. But again, we targeted Hunter Renfrow only twice. He had 1 reception for 7 yards.
More than the week before. I mean, shit.
Yeah, it was way more the week before. I think it was like 10 or 15 times that we went to Jacob. It was a shit ton.
Well, what I didn't like, so how are we going to have the best wide receiver in the game? And you only want to throw to him when he's single covered. Like he said, if you're only going to throw him when he's single covered, he's only going to have 22 catches a year. Because they're going to double him. Everybody's going to game plan for him. You know what I mean? And he's still going to come through if you get him the ball. I don't understand. Like Jacoby Myers is our number one now.
That's what it seems like to me. I don't understand how we're only winning these games that literally we should be dominating some of these teams that we're playing against. There's no way Green Bay should have been able to keep up with us.
Right.
Looking at the firepower that we have, at least on the offensive side of the ball, and the offense isn't what really even showed up. It was the defense who showed up.
You know, critique. Nobody's pointed it out yet, and I don't know if I'm the first one to point out. Does anybody notice, not necessarily a common denominator, but what's different about our offense this year? We can't run the ball, and we can't really pass block that great, right? What changed over the offseason that would cause that? We dumped our offensive line coach, and we brought in Carmen Brasillo from the Patriots to be our offensive line coach. And now the offensive line ain't shit.
You know that's a point right there, and that was actually something I wanted to touch on last show that I wanted to talk about was, you know, because everybody was talking about fire Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is not a good coach. I am definitely on that bandwagon myself, but I think it would be too detrimental to get rid of your coach in the middle of the season, especially with as much as this team's already dealt with. So where have we been lacking? Offensive line. Continuity with the offensive line. Obviously, the offensive linemen are not getting this system that, you know, this new offensive line coach is using. And that drives me nuts because our offensive line was already terrible last year.
I mean, last year they had some. They flashed a little bit. They weren't absolutely terrible. They weren't good, but they weren't terrible. This year, they're just fucking outright terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they can't run block. They can't pass block. You know, whoever's back there, I mean, I don't know what Andre James is doing, but I always see him not having somebody on him. And I saw it in the Green Bay game at least quite a few times where he's just looking around, looking for somebody to block. And Dylan Parham getting bullied. Still, you know, year two.
I told y'all last year, everybody's like, Dylan Parham was a rookie all-pro and this and that. I'm like, bruh, he does not pass the eye test with me. And I want to root for him. I don't want to just throw him under the bus. Like, you know, I don't want to just throw him out like garbage like in the second year. But he doesn't pass the eye test with me, bro. Everybody else is sold on him. I'm not. I'm just not.
He's like, I'm not sold on him. Well,
I'm not.
Ever since I watched him get bullied, you know what I mean?
By Cameron Hayward last year?
By Cameron Hayward last year when he got
thrown into the quarterback. Yep.
And, of course, that play resulted in a pick. You know what I mean? So, of course, I remember that one. It's just like, how are we supposed to get anything done if our offensive line's not going to do their job?
What up, Seabass? Gordon, J-Dub?
Hey, and speaking about doing your job, let me click on over to this right fast. Let's stop sharing this one here and present this other screen I got up here. Yep, that one. Talk about who stepped up. You know who doesn't get enough appreciation on this channel? Look at these numbers, man. These numbers right here are absolutely beautiful to see coming out of a defense that we have been harping about for the past 15 to 20 years to just finally do what it takes to win football games. And this defense is doing it. I mean, you know, providing it was Green Bay and Denver that we beat, the defense has showed up damn near every game except for maybe the 38-10 shellacking against the Bills. You know, but look, man, Max Crosby, dude, is on a 17-game pace through 5 games. Is 95 tackles, 28 tackles for a loss, 17 sacks, 28 quarterback hits, 116 quarterback pressures, 99 hurries, and 62 stops. Now, of course, we know that this is just, you know, prediction.
That's Defensive Player of the Year candidate type numbers.
That would be Defensive Player of the Year candidate type numbers if he is able to come up with something like this. You know, and then here is some truth. Starting linebacker rank, Spillane overall 12th at a 72.7%.
Hey, Critique, can I stop you right there real quick?
Go ahead.
I want to say something. In the offseason, everybody that watched my shows, what did I harp on the most? I said, we have no linebackers. We're going to get exposed. We're going to get blown up in linebacker. Our linebackers are garbage. And like I always say, if I'm wrong, if somebody could prove me wrong, I have no problem with eating the crow and saying I was wrong. And in this case, I'm going to eat the crow. Just make sure it's barbecued with KC Masterpiece. And I will say that I was wrong because these linebackers are looking halfway fucking decent this year. And hats off to those guys.
You know, I said the same thing. I ragged on the damn. I ragged on them, man. I didn't think the defense was going to be that damn good. You know, at least the linebackers anyway. I was like, this is where our holes are. Who the fuck is Robert Spillane? Well, I know who you are now. I definitely know who you are now. There is absolutely no way that I could ever deny who the hell Robert Spillane is because that dude lays the wood, bro.
He just don't wrap up, god damn it.
And he's coming up with interceptions. I mean, it's almost like he's a better version of Denzel Perryman, which I'm absolutely proud about. And then Divine Diablo being healthy himself, this is very helpful for the line.
Divine Diablo is night and day from last year. Last year, he looked kind of lost, bro. This year, he looks like he's been around for 10 years.
Yeah. Look at his numbers, man. His overall 22nd, 67.7. Run D, 33rd, 59.2. Tackling, 14th. You know what I mean? 73.8. Pass rush, 26, 61.5. Coverage, 6.
That coverage.
Coverage, 6. We have not had a coverage linebacker in forever, but I just wish he could cover Kelsey.
Hey, you know why he's good at covering? Because he's not a natural linebacker. He's a natural free safety. So part of his job is covering.
Facts.
But he's converted. So, yeah, it's a good fit for him.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Facts, dude. Facts. So I want to go over our new segment. We're going to call it Player of the Game. And then Bonehead Player of the Game. And we're gonna sit here, we're gonna discuss the game a little bit, and then Ern, I want you to give your prediction on who you would think the player of the game would be. We had a lot of different things come through. We had a lot of key interceptions on defense, a lot of key plays on offense that made this win happen. You had dudes like Robert Spillane with 2 interceptions. You had Amik Robertson with the game-breaking, game-winning interception. Who would you give the player of the game to?
The player of the game, I don't even think is a player. In my opinion, it's Patrick Graham. But I'm going to give it to Robert Spillane. But really, I don't think it's a player this week. I think it's Patrick Graham.
Man,
but to be technical, to answer the question the way you're asking it, Robert Spillane.
Robert Spillane. See, that's who I would have said if we're going players. Now, Coach of the Week, definitely Coach of the Week is going to Patrick Graham because Patrick Graham pretty much saved the win for Josh McDoofus's dumbass move that he pretty much damn near gave away the game. Luckily, defense was there to make sure that we came out with the W and not the L, which we haven't been able to say that in years past. So I don't think that anybody gets enough credit more than Robert Spillane. So Robert Spillane.
And I dogged him. I dogged that dude so bad the whole year. I was like, who the fuck is Robert Spillane? If he was good, Pittsburgh wouldn't have let him go. I talked so much shit about this dude, but bruh, he's made me a believer, and like I said, I have no problem with eating the crow if me eating the crow is warranted. In this case, it's warranted.
That definitely warranted on my end too. I didn't think he was going to be shit. So now we got the Bonehead Player of the Game. Now, who do you think deserves this one? Now, I want to give a big shout out though for real though, like straight up, Marcus Peters. On certain plays, he looked like he gave up. You know, that tipped pass is what redeemed him, but that horse collar, he does not get enough credit for. That horse collar saved our ass. And that's what Raider coaches need to be teaching, is how to cheat to give you the advantage to winning, because that's exactly what the hell this team is all about. Marcus Peters finally put rule number 1 to work, and it worked to our advantage. And I want to applaud
That to
Marcus
work.
Peters for that.
But for that to work, you had to have have a lot of trust in your fucking defense. And this defense hasn't really given us anything to believe in them until recently. But recently, bro, boy, have they given us a fucking reason to believe. It's like this defense, this whole team from 2 years ago is completely flip-flopped. Where the offense was like, carrying us, and the defense is just like, we hope they don't fuck it up. This shit is flip-flopped. The defense is carrying us, and we're hoping the offense don't fuck it up.
Completely. And that's exactly how I feel this year. You know what I mean? But I can't give it to anybody on the offense. I mean, Josh Jacobs, 3.45 yards a carry. It's not very good, but he did get a touchdown. Jimmy Garoppolo threw 1 pick, but he did get a touchdown, and he didn't ultimately lose the game for us. I mean, I could give it to the offensive line, but I got a guy that I think actually needs it, and I don't think I would ever ridicule him ever on this show. I never have before. But we do tell the truth with intensity, and we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid. I'm just sorry to say it, man, but you can't miss 2 field goals in one game. You got one job, motherfucker. One job, and kick the ball through the uprights or kick the ball out of the end zone on kickoffs. You're not the quarterback. You don't have to fucking do reads. You don't have to call audibles. You don't have to do anything like that. You got one motherfucking job, and it's to kick the ball. The game shouldn't even been close. And Daniel Carlson, our Pro Bowl kicker, I can't talk shit to NFL 2K Resurrected about your ratings, bro, if you're missing fucking kicks in the game. Hey, that reminds me of a joke, though. What noise does kickers hate but stoners love? Bong. Motherfucker hits the upright.
Oh, hell nah.
This son of a bitch missed one wide fucking right and then fucking bongs the upright with the second one. No,
yeah, the first one was tipped though. Dude got a little finger on it, just changed the trajectory
we'll give him
a little
that.
bit. Yeah.
But I'm definitely not. You're my bonehead player of the game, Carlson. The game shouldn't even been close. The first one, maybe that's on the block, but the second one, bro, you bong the upright. You know what I mean? Come on.
He was nervous. His family was there.
Yeah, and I don't care about. Yeah, and you're playing against your brother too, bro. Yeah, okay. How are you gonna have such a shitty showing? You're just making my point, Ern.
I said I would give Daniel Carlson a pass because he's been Mr. Consistent, so I didn't want to throw him under the bus for one bad game. So, yeah, but if that's what you want to do, then shit, fire that motherfucker up.
Hey, well, that's what Raider Riot Gun thinks. And that doesn't mean that everybody on the panel, doesn't mean that Raider Ern feels the same way about Daniel Carlson that I do. I just believe that Daniel Carlson's a great guy. He's a great player on the team. He just really fucked up this last game, and it almost costed us.
And facts are facts. I get it.
But anyway, we were doing the post game, and we talked about the horse collar, and where do you think we need to improve to be able to move on to next week against the Patriots?
What do we need to improve in? I think we've already been through this, or fucking run blocking. Look, this is the NFL. It all starts with run blocking specifically, not even the pass blocking. It starts with run blocking. If you can't run the ball, nobody's going to believe that you're going to run it so they can just tee off on your quarterback. I mean, look, that's the whole reason that you run the ball. Like even when you're down 21 points, you still run the ball. Because if they know that you're just going to drop back and throw the ball, they can just tee off on your quarterback. That's how you get your quarterback hurt. There has to be some balance. And if we can't run the ball, we ain't going to win shit. I mean, I don't care how good Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams are. If them motherfuckers just crash through the line, if they could put 6-7 people on the line and run right through our 5 blockers and get the quarterback, then having them good receivers does us no damn good.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we can't even run block or pass block, how are we going to get the number 1 wide receiver the ball for one? All right. Now, we are going up against the Patriots, a lowly Patriots team. that hasn't been doing very well. And yeah, man, they are actually pretty much a dumpster fire like we are right now. Bill Belichick is playing for his job. He is pretty much coaching for his job.
I love it. I hate the Patriots. We've been their bitch for so long. Fuck them.
Man, what I'm afraid of, and we'll go into that after we do this here, but they are 23rd overall ranked offense. We are 26th. Their defense
You gotta be
is
fucking
10.
kidding me. As bad as their offense is, they're better than us.
They're better than us on offense. Dude, there's only like 5 or 6 teams who are worse on offense than we are.
My God.
And I don't understand how the fuck that's possible when you have Josh Jacobs, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers. Yeah, how are we 26th?
So what it is we invested all of our money into weapons and none of it into the line.
Yeah.
So basically, we went and spent all of our lottery winnings on a fucking Ferrari and forgot to buy insurance.
Well, I mean, you can't say we didn't spend it on a line. We just went and changed the scheme on the line before they could really get what the hell they were actually doing from last season. They just changed it up in 1 year. And that's what we got going on. Because, I mean, really look at it. We got the same dudes from last year. They weren't all that bad. They weren't great, but they weren't all that bad. You know what I mean? They are fucking dumpster fire now.
Carmen Brasillo came in and just fucking ran this shit, just flushed this shit down the toilet.
Dude, they are 10th in defense, 17th in passing compared to our 15th, 25th in rushing compared to our 31st. God, that's fucking terrible. Now we go over here and look at the stats, and it's going to pop me up on their guys first. Yep. Mac Jones has a 62.5% completion percentage. He's got 5 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Go over here and look at us. Well, kind of the same thing. 68.8, 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So this could be a terrible, terrible turnover style game. You know what I mean? Our leading rusher only has 235 yards. Their leading rusher only has 188 yards. And by the way, they have Ezekiel Elliott too. They're passing, they're receiving, some guy named Bourne, 218 yards, and then Hunter Henry, their tight end. And of course, us, we've got Myers and Devontae Adams. They look absolutely terrible. They look worse than we do. You know what I mean? At least stat-wise. Now, if you go down here to the team stats, I mean, there's really no edge, dude, because it's almost perpendicular. I kind of foresee this being a game kind of like what we saw with Green Bay. Just a low scoring affair with a lot of defense. Third down efficiency. Yeah. Look at the third down efficiency of both teams, 32%. This is bottom of the barrel, nation. Bottom of the barrel right here for third down efficiency. In time of possession, they own it by like a minute. Look, there's going to be a lot of penalties this game. They've got 29 total. We've got 32.
My goodness.
Now, total yards allowed, New England's got 1,580 compared to our 1,682. We've both given up well over 900 passing yards. And we're both really terrible against the run.
I think we're improving against the run, though.
We are. But those first couple weeks, man, really killed it, at least from this stat line here.
Fuck the numbers at the average, huh?
Yeah, those first couple weeks, dude, where we gave up a shit ton of rushing yards. They've got 1 fumble recovery. We have 4 interceptions compared to their 1, so that might actually bode very well for us. But their 12 sacks compared to our 9 sacks and allowed third down efficiency, we have allowed 41% of third downs compared to their 34.
We're 41 and they're 34?
Yeah, 41% is what we've allowed on third down. Our defense.
Damn, it seems like we're doing a little bit better than that. That's atrocious.
That's atrocious.
Numbers-wise, that's atrocious, but they look like, I mean, they're passing the eye test a little bit better, but shit, the numbers ain't agreeing with that.
Yeah, the numbers don't agree with what we're seeing. What I think it is that we're playing some pretty lowly teams, getting some wins, and then when we're playing teams that we should beat, we're barely beating them. And we're losing to teams that we shouldn't lose to, or we're getting absolutely stomped out by contenders.
I was just finna say, but good teams fucking beat the brakes off of us.
Yeah, beat the dog shit out of us, hence Buffalo. So
Yeah.
Buffalo kicked the shit out of us. What's going on, Rafa? Man, I want to go in here and shout out the chat, man. I see y'all in here. I haven't really shouted y'all out. We've just been kind of going here. But I'm going to start from the beginning. We got Apakasi Raider, man. I ain't shouted you out yet. What's going on, brother?
Hey, R.
32.
Jimmy G hesitates on every play, like the O-line is whack. I think it's just a lot of he's really, really unsure because this offense it doesn't flow like Kyle Shanahan's offense. So Jimmy G's just like a little unsure. You know what I mean? I'm not going to throw Jimmy G
that line too, man.
Yeah, especially coming from Stanford. Look what he's coming from. He's coming from San Francisco's offensive line, who's one of the best. All for the last 10 years, they've been one of the best in the league.
I don't know, man. Last year he got fucked up, and it was because his offensive line did suck. But
did they?
Yeah,
maybe
man.
I haven't been paying attention, but I've generally
I mean, they're good this year. But
okay.
J-Dub, what's going on, bro? Let's see. Seabass, what's up, man?
Hey.
What's up,
Warriors
Gord?
about to kick back against Seabass. Gord.
That's good to see y'all in here, man. It was kind of rough for us to finally get together. I know I've been under the weather. What's going on, Anthony Estrada? It's good to see you, bro.
Anthony.
I ain't seen you in a minute, man.
Jason Marshall, how you doing, homie? That's a new name. How you doing? Welcome.
What's going on, Art? Jason Marshall? Where'd you see that at?
At the
I'm
bottom.
just scrolling through. Is it at the bottom? Okay, yeah, that's why I'm still over here toward the top. Looking to see everybody here. I'm trying to shout out everybody. What's up, Ryan Miller, man? What's going on? Yeah, we got to stop giving up sacks on third down. That's a goddamn good point, too. 21-14.
Yeah, I mean, giving up sacks on third down, that'll kill your drive every time.
Yeah, Gord right there. He makes a good point there, man. If this regime was smart, they would pick up a guard and defensive tackle. I mean, I like Jerry Tillery, man, but he can't do it all by himself.
The perfect defensive tackle is over there in Pennsylvania playing for the Eagles.
Cool,
I don't know how in the hell we blow that pick, bro. We fuck around and took Tyree Wilson.
What's up,
really?
Jason Marshall, man?
You gonna take a project dude over somebody that's like a fucking guaranteed? Like Jalen Carter is baby Aaron Donald, bro. When you pass on him, we do this shit all the time. Like when we passed on Calvin Johnson.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah, man, we normally just try to get in here and do a pregame and a postgame. We're doing them both in one episode tonight because I don't feel like doing another episode this week. I just want to see exactly what the hell we got going on when it comes to, hopefully we win this game. I would like to send Belichick back, to New England crying his ass off, probably without a job. But literally, we are probably watching this next game. We are looking at two coaches who used to coach together who are literally coaching for their job this week.
Yeah.
So it's going to be who wants it more, baby. And I hope to God we do. And I hope Max Crosby gets hungry. I hope Mac Jones gets uncomfortable. And I hope the Diablo gets a few sacks in there. It would be nice to see our defensive guys start getting sacks instead of just, Max getting two,
Yeah, I need to see Josh Jacobs get some yards. I need to see Josh Jacobs go off, bro. Run some motherfuckers over like we've been seeing. Crash some motherfucker at the line and then run for 30, 40 yards into the end zone. That's what I need to see.
Yeah, what I want to see is the offensive line get some push. Give Jacobs a fucking yard to where he can cut up the field and give
him a fair chance.
Give him a fucking chance. The offensive line is absolutely dog shit. And if anything, that's the one thing I'm going to harp on. That and the kicking, dude. The kicking was fucking dog shit last week, too. But offensive line's been dog shit all year long.
Yeah.
They need to get their shit together, bro, because fucking they're gonna get a motherfucker killed back there. A running back, a quarterback, a wide receiver coming on through on a jet sweep.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, if they miss their assignment, dude, they could get somebody drastically hurt back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And obviously, this New England defense isn't no slouch. They're better than we are at defense.
What All Eyes?
They're 10th. What's going on, All Eyes?
I mean, Belichick is a defensive guy. His defense is always going to be in the upper half.
Yeah, exactly. That part. Mac Jones should be definitely feeling some fear while watching tape on Max, bro. Team salute. I was watching your live. Great points about the Raiders and Packers. Thanks, bro. But yeah, man, I just want to see us beat this. You know, I mean, should we really even think about getting rid of the coach at this moment? I mean, at this moment right now, I mean, it's just, I think the offensive line coach would be the first one on, but it's another guy that this coach brought in. Do you see how even like during the speeches, bro, they were all packing up their shit, bro, when he was doing his fucking end of game speech. They weren't even paying attention to it. I mean, that's what the fuck it looked like to me, bro. Like, they're not even paying attention to this dude anymore. Fucking calling for a field goal at that very moment, to me, I thought was suspect, especially knowing that if we would have got a first down, all we had to do was run the clock out. They didn't have any timeouts.
I got to ask you a question. I got to ask your opinion on something. When we seen Mark Davis in the booth yelling asshole at somebody, who do you think that was at? Was that at the referee, or was that at Josh McDaniels? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it just all depends on when it happened. And I can tell you this, online you can't trust everything you read, you can't trust every meme you see. A lot of people think that it was him yelling at McDaniels right before or right when he brought Carlson on to do the field goal for the one that he bonked off the fucking upright, you know, and then others are saying that he was yelling about a referee. And it could have been either one because the referees were suspect all throughout this game on both sides. Like, wasn't this the game where they had the fucking confusing chop block that wasn't a chop block, or was that last week? Yeah, I mean, I can't remember.
That was the San Diego game.
That was a San Diego game. I mean, but we're getting bullshit calls like that all the time.
We're the Raiders. We've been getting those for 40 years.
I mean, it's just, was he yelling at a ref? I don't know. I wasn't there. You know, was he yelling at McDaniels? I don't know. I can tell you who is yelling at McDaniels. Every single person who's in this chat. Every single person who's not in this chat who broadens this shield.
Yep.
Straight up. We want your fucking bitch ass gone, dude, because you can't motivate a team. And that's the bottom line. And you literally, the defense saved your ass this week. You better hope they do it again next week, because an offense that we've spent over $100 million on, who can only put up 17 points in a motherfucking game, this is unacceptable. Especially with the wide receiver core that we have has got to be, if not the best, one of the best wide receiver cores in the league.
Bro, definitely top 5.
Definitely top 3. And we don't even fucking use Hunter Renfrow right. Could you imagine?
Right. We don't use him at all.
That's right.
We don't use him at all. He can, bro, if you're not going to put him in your offense, at least let him return punts or something. Shit, let the man play.
Which, by the way, if you want to see somebody use them right, you can always go to my gaming channel, Abacab Classic Gaming, where I play NFL 2K24. It's an NFL 2K5 mod. I use them motherfuckers right, because I be having Hunter Renfrow all over the damn place, and Mayer's got more than 2 catches, by the way. You know what I mean? And hey, I did lose against the Packers, but I was just kind of getting adjusted to the new legend status that I moved up to, because I started playing on legend mode. You know what I mean? I only lost by a fucking field goal, and it was 2 overtimes. So, I mean, and hey, if you want to see us win, you can always come look at the gaming channel. I try to win, man. I do a whole hell of a lot fucking better than this coach does. That's for damn sure. And I utilize the team a whole lot better too. Because I don't understand with this wide receiver core how you could just be so lackluster in the passing game. I mean, what did it say, dude? What are we in passing? What is that? 15th? With Devontae Adams?
And Jacoby Myers?
I mean, come on, man. That's either play calling or quarterback. And I don't think it's the quarterback for the first time. I really don't think it's the quarterback. I think Jimmy G is serviceable.
I think this year we're seeing that getting rid of Derek Carr was a mistake. Let me explain why. It's not that I'm a Carr stan. I'm a Carr stan. But that's not the reason for what I'm saying. The reason I'm saying getting rid of the quarterback was a bad mistake, it's like, so now you're going to start over with a whole nother quarterback, and it's going to be the same exact thing, because it doesn't really matter who the quarterback is. We could go, Cool Kevin's saying get Caleb Williams. Oh my God. He said he'd rather go to the Panthers than the Raiders because of McDaniels. I told you. Dude. So we even if we draft Caleb Williams, there's no guarantee that his fucking agent or his parents are going to like allow him to sign with us. Remember, there's always a possibility of pulling a John Elway for those of us that remember, and for those who don't, then there was Eli Manning did the same thing. He got drafted. For those of you that don't know, Eli Manning told the Chargers before the draft, "If you draft me, I'm not gonna play for you." They drafted him, and he demanded that they trade him to the Giants, and that's how he got to the Giants. Go ahead.
Or something a little bit more closer to home, what Bo Jackson did to Cincinnati. And then we got him next year.
No, Tampa. Wasn't it Tampa Bay? Bo Jackson did that to Tampa.
Tampa Bay. I thought it was Cincinnati. It was Tampa.
They both orange.
He just didn't show up. He's like, nah. Nah.
He's like, fuck that. I'm going to go play baseball.
I'll play baseball.
Or USFL, wherever he did.
Still, man, the best dual sport player ever to walk the face of the planet, man. Bo Jackson.
That man he can hit home runs. He can rob you of home runs. He can break a bat across his knee and then turn around 4 days later and then run some linebackers over on the way to the end zone.
Yeah, dude. Man. Whew. Yeah, it's a damn shame what happened to him, man. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here, man. This has been your post-game review for Week 5 and a little sneak peek and pre-game review right here on the Raider Critique, where we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid, man, and we tell the truth.
Never.
And we're definitely not going to sit there. We're not going to buy in until they give us something to buy into. And right now, yeah.
Give me a product worth spending my hard-earned money on if you want me to buy it.
Yeah, especially when you're talking $400 or $500 for a motherfucking nosebleed ticket. All right? And, I mean, I've been watching them PSL Facebook groups, bro. Them motherfuckers are laughing at them fools on the prices that they want for those tickets. And it's a damn shame because that's a beautiful stadium. You feel me? So, like, that's something that every Raider fan has ever dreamed of, is having a brand new stadium. And what sucks about it is that we have been priced out to where we can't even go see it. And I mean, that's just one of my gripes. The other gripe is if we'd start fucking winning, maybe I'd fucking want to muster up fucking $2,500 just for me to be able to go.
Ain't nobody spending $1,000 for a fucking weekend in Vegas to watch your team get trampled.
Yeah. Because I damn sure don't want to fucking go and see that. I feel bad for everybody who does go and see that. When they show up to the games and we just get fucking mollywopped. I'm glad it didn't happen against the Packers. It was nice to see all them Green Bay fans who flooded our stadium go home with their heads hanging down. I guess that's what Mark was talking about.
Hey, they was doing their chant in our stadium, bro. They was, go, Pat, go.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it was loud as fuck, bro. I'm just glad they all fucking went home with their heads hanging down. Coming to our stadium doing that shit. That shit would never fly in Oakland, dude. They'd be fucking chopped before they fucking ever walked foot on the goddamn out in the parking lot.
Bro, catch somebody in the Oakland Coliseum chanting, go, Pack, go, bro. We waiting for you in the bathroom, bro. You got to piss sooner or later.
Yep. It's happening. It's not a matter of if, it's when. They're going to have to utilize the fucking courthouse down at the bottom sometime today. Because something's going to happen.
And that's if you get arrested, because most of the time, Raider fans ain't going to tell on other Raider fans.
Yeah, that's fucking real shit, dude.
There go
That's
Raider
it,
Joe. Look, Raider Joe's fashionably late. I see you.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, dude. What's going on, Raider Joe?
But thank you for pulling up, though.
He says it perfectly, man. Once we start winning championships, imagine that price tag for the tickets, bro.
Yeah, we have to worry about winning a couple of games before we can think about championships, big dog.
Yeah, but let's just hope that McDaniels doesn't make this team to where what we were like back in the day, which was praising and celebrating first downs. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't want to see it. And I'll tell you what, this offense doesn't look anything like it's supposed to. Not on paper, not in real life. Did we jump into a different fucking dimension? Where we have the number one wide receiver in the league, bro, and we're only scoring 17 points. It's fucking disgusting, dude. And I don't want to be fucking Captain Negative.
Play calling,
That's
coaching.
disgusting. Yeah, and you know,
I just can't see our offensive line, the players' talent decreasing that much in one fucking year, bro. It's coaching. Scheme.
It kills me, dude. It's like, what are they doing? Like, when you come and you inherit a playoff team, you would think you'd want to play to those players' strengths, right? Not completely come in and flop everything up and change everything. I mean, because that's what I would have done.
Why couldn't we do what like Mike McDaniels did with the Dolphins? Mike McDaniels with the Dolphins came in and like analyzed. He looked around and saw the talent that he has and asked himself, how can I best utilize these guys? And that's the kind of game plan and kind of offense that he put in. Josh McDaniels came in and looked around and said, these guys ain't going to work. Fuck even trying. Let's just get them out of here. And then let's piss off the people on the way out, too.
Yeah, let's hurry up and break Mark while, you know, we go ahead and get rid of all the players that we just wanted him to pay.
Right.
Huh. Yeah. Tell me it's not an inside job, dude. I've always said that they've been fucking looking for a way to get rid of Mark. And, you know, I honestly don't think that... I don't know how much longer Mark's got left, dude. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day.
Mark is on my shit list, bro. After I seen what he told the fucking fans, when they told him, you know, get rid of McDaniels, he said, smarten up. I don't know what he meant by that, but the way I took it was he was telling them, he was calling Raider fans stupid because we want to get rid of McDaniels. And you're telling us to smarten up?
Yeah.
A billionaire that we made rich is telling us to smarten up. That shit don't sit right with me, big dog.
Here you go, man. Did you guys see the Pat McAfee interview with Aaron Rodgers? A-Rod said that they don't know how to use Devontae correctly. Obviously, It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out, but still, you know, I mean, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's not a building. You know what I'm saying?
It's showing the eagle.
And Josh McDaniels looks like a head coach. Josh McDaniels kind of even talks like a head coach. But deep down inside, I think we all know Josh McDaniels is no head coach. He's a coordinator at best. Regardless on what his daddy was a coach. He needs to just stay a coordinator. You know?
He's a great coordinator. Nobody can ever take that away from him. But he's not a head coach, bro.
He's a terrible coach. He's a non-motivating, terrible coach. And it's
He couldn't motivate a fucking chihuahua to bark at a mailman.
Real talk, dude. Like, you watch his post-game speeches? That's, to me, nah, man. You know, as much as y'all don't like him, dude, Gruden would give some motivating fucking speeches. And that shit would even move me in my fucking chair. I would be ready to get the fuck out on the field for Gruden.
Yeah.
You know, but McCloud, McSweaterbest, McDumbfucker, McBitchboy, nah, man, I wouldn't fucking play for this dude. And from the look of it, a lot of our players don't look like they want to play for him either.
They don't.
At least on the offensive side of the ball.
Bro, I don't care what anybody says. Devontae does not want to play for this dude, bro, but he has to be professional. He has to say the right things. He's media savvy. He's been media trained. He does not want to play for this coach. but he's in a situation where he signed a contract, and then he doesn't look like he's a man of his word if he outright says, "Let me out of here." And how does it look if 2 years ago when he was with Green Bay, he said he wanted to get up out of there and they let him out of there? And then if he comes to the Raiders and he says he wants to get out of here, then he looks like a complainer, and he knows that. So he has to, he has to manipulate the situation to however he has to manipulate it.
Yeah, but I think even us logical Raider fans wouldn't fault him if he wanted to leave.
I wouldn't, not at all. I'd still support him.
Fault him at all, because this is not what the fuck he signed up for.
Exactly, he was lied to.
He was lied to, and now we don't have that deep threat anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jimmy G's a good quarterback, bro, but Jimmy G doesn't have a deep throw, and that's why in the hell all these teams are able to stack the box. That's why all these teams are able to they're testing Jimmy G on throwing it farther than 20 yards. And that doesn't happen very often.
Hey, good night, AR, big dog. Have a good one.
I mean, for real, bro. And I mean, I do think that that's also part of the reason why Josh Jacobs is not able to get going, because they're stacking the box, daring Jimmy G to throw it. You know what I mean? I think that's got a lot to do with it. And also the offensive line is absolute fucking horseshit. So, 2 and 2 equals 4, man. I mean, if we're barely skating by teams that we should be literally pummeling, because if you look at it roster for roster, they don't even have any household names. How many do we have? Real talk.
For what they had, for what it's worth, they had Jair Alexander. He was on Devontae. He's an all-pro corner.
He is an all-pro corner.
Like that, though.
But outside of that, was there a household name on that team?
I mean, shit. Aaron Jones was out.
Right.
I can't really.
This is basically Jordan Love's rookie year. He's been sitting behind Aaron Rodgers for the past 3 years. This is the first time he's ever really gotten a start, so it's not like he's a bad quarterback, but he's green. You know what I mean?
Raw, kinda.
He's still raw. He's still, he's still trying to get acclimated to the speed of the game, even though he's, been the backup quarterback to Aaron Rodgers for the past 3 seasons.
Ain't nothing like live though.
So, I mean, that's all I'm saying. And here we are. Davante Adams, Jimmy Garoppolo, Josh Jacobs, Max Crosby, Jacoby Myers. I mean, wow. We're only putting up 17 points a game, man. This coach needs to pull his head out of his ass, and they need to start calling a good game offensively, because obviously Patrick Graham is doing his job defensively. Who would have ever known that he would have started doing better by moving his happy ass back up to the booth? That was surprising as shit. I ragged on him for going to the booth, bro, but now he's doing a whole lot better now that he's able to see the whole field. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, point taken, man. We're going to give this episode to the defense, man, because the defense deserves it. For real.
Most definitely the game ball this week.
Defense gets the game ball, man.
Patrick Graham for putting together a good game plan and having the guys ready to go.
Yeah, coach of the week, definitely Patrick Graham, bro. No doubt about it, man.
I want to make sure he gets his acknowledgement for what he's been doing, bro, because he's been taking a lot of heat.
Hell yeah. Well, hey, man, if anybody here in the chat doesn't know where to reach Ern, man, Ern's got some of the funniest fucking TikToks that you'll ever fucking see. So go fucking subscribe to his ass on Instagram, dude. How can they find you, bro?
Hit me at Westside Media on Instagram. If y'all want to subscribe to the YouTube thing, that's cool and everything. I appreciate it. But if you really want to help your boy out, go to the Instagram. You help me out by following, and I'm going to help you out by keeping you laughing and keep you looking at big booties bouncing up and down all day long. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed.
Definitely entertaining, bro. And just like, you got to see some of the hilarious ones, man. Like when that chick's running down the hill, but she's too heavy to stop, and she's getting ready to jump in the damn river.
Trying to start the last way. Oh no, yeah. If you guys want to see that, go check out Westside Media 510 at Instagram.
Hey, dude, that shit had me laughing for 30 straight minutes. 30 straight minutes, and I had such a terrible fucking pain in my stomach from laughing so damn hard from seeing that shit. If I ever want to go get laughing, bro, I just go to Ern's Instagram. I ain't gonna lie.
I appreciate it. I try to do my part. Make the world a better place. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, man. Well, anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on out of here. And if it's your first time being here, man, don't let it be your last. Like, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications for more Las Vegas Raiders content right here on the Raider Critique, where we tell the truth with intensity and we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid.
You're damn right.
Raider Nation for life, man.